Deb, and a heartwarming story there. In Hoboken, New Jersey, where the mayor says thousands could be trapped in their homes, floodwaters have not yet receded. The National Guard has been called in because parts of the town are still underwater. You can see some of the flooding in this video. It's an iReport video. You can see sort of starts at the beginning of the street, and then you start having some cars where it's much more submerged than that. And in this picture, which we want to show you, which was sent to us by New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez, just to show you how the streets are there. Out front tonight in Hoboken, our own Gary Tuckman. And Gary, when you look at Hoboken, I mean, some of the scene there behind you, I mean, that water does not seem to have receded at all. How bad is it?
It's really bad, Aaron. You know, Hoboken's right across the river from New York City. It's not a small town. There are 50,000 people live here. Almost all of it is in the dark, but 50% of it is in the dark and under 4 to 5 feet of water. And worse yet, the mayor of Hoboken does say that behind me, there are thousands of people still in these houses and apartments. They can't get out, not only because of the water, but because it's believed there are live electrical wires in the water. It's not safe for them to leave. Now, some people are being rescued in emergency cases with a front loader, not a boat. A front loader is going through the watery streets of Hoboken. I actually went for a ride in the front loader with the mayor of Hoboken to get a look at what's going on here. And one of the first things we noticed, first of all, is how much it felt like Katrina to us. There is obviously a big difference. There are no casualties reported here yet. That's very good news. We hope it stays that way. Obviously, it was much different in New Orleans in 2005. But it felt like we were in New Orleans, going down these watery streets and then looking in the windows and seeing men, women, and children waving at us. Most of them were smiling. The reason most of them were smiling is because the water has receded a little bit. The feeling is that it will continue to recede, and they'll be able, perhaps, as early as tomorrow, to start walking out of their houses. But it's not guaranteed just yet. But in all these windows, we saw scores of people who were waving at us, waiting to get out of their home. Now, we did see a case of some people trying to leave on their own. They seemed a little confused. 2 people were driving their vehicles through the 4 feet of water. Their vehicles got stuck. They then started pushing their cars. That obviously wasn't going to work. A police officer who was on the front loader with us got out, went to rescue the people, actually took the woman, put the woman on his shoulder, brought her to the shovel we were sitting in, and then the mayor and I helped pull the woman in, the 2 other people in. But that's the situation. It's incredible. Right behind me right now, there are people in the dark, in the cold, waiting to be able to come out of their homes safely.
It's just amazing as you tell it. And Gary, a question. Were some of the people that are stuck in their homes in this horrible situation now, did they have any idea this could happen? Were they given evacuation notices or not?
What's interesting about this town, there is a portion of this town right behind me that does flood when there are storms, but never anything like this. And people are used to it. They were told that perhaps it would be prudent to evacuate. Some of them did, but most of them stayed, although it's fair to say that most of them had food and water just in case it was bad. And as it turns out, it was very bad.
Gary Tuckman, thank you very much. Reporting from Hoboken there. A pretty hard to imagine scene for those